Now here's a website. Something interesting. Here's this contact us. Can't click it. Can't click any of this. You can click this stuff every day. All day you can click all this stuff. But when it comes to contacting them,
Your last payment of $226.03 was posted June 11th. Your total amount owing is $1,035.88.
In 2013, I went through a nightmare with Consumers Energy in Michigan. I spent about 30 combined hours on the phone with them and was forced to spend the entire summer without electricity. I am still going through all the footage so I can release the video about it and start the lawsuit. The 2013 situation resulted from the meter reader not checking my meter for 5 months in the prior year of 2012 because of a dog on the property. I do not own a dog and never have, and neither did the neighbors. The meter readers like to come up with excuses so they don't have to check each house's meter each month. Simple incompetence and laziness. I will produce the 2013 video shortly, and it is crazy, but this video is regarding a situation I just ran into on June 11th, 2014, and the corrupt behavior of CE, aka Consumers Energy. Understand that the more money a company has, the more they can invest and make profit. A bank uses your money to make money. Even if an institution only has someone's money for a few days, they still in some way earned from it. So if CE overcharges thousands of people, it adds up to multiple $1,000,000 loan. On June 10th, 2014, I paid a $226 Consumers Energy bill. On June 11th, I woke up to an overcharge greater than $900. Why would such a huge spike occur during the mild season when no heat or AC is being used? I called and was told that the meter reader had not read the meter for 2 months. Once again, this situation is happening. And once again, it was due to a dog on the property as their excuse. Coincidentally, CE just integrated a new software program that uses weather forecasts to estimate energy uses for unread meter properties. The rep stated that it was the software's error. My bill was corrected, and I demanded to be contacted regarding the dog excuse, once again causing me problems. I wonder how many people have automatic bill pay set up, and how many of them did not have their meters read, and how many of them were overcharged, resulting in a temporary capital gain for CE, Consumers Energy. Nothing compares to the wealth, ability, and monopoly of the power companies. CE charges $6.25 to pay a bill via credit card. Why does CE charge a fee for credit card payments when 99% of other institutions do not? Yes, someone can transfer funds from a bank account for free, but it takes 2 to 3 business days. Mailing in a payment takes longer, and this isn't including the weekends when you can't get anything done. What about the people with no bank account or no vehicle to drive to a payment location at that time, or the people that need to pay ASAP to avoid shutoff? There is a percentage of people that must lose over $6 to pay a Consumers Energy bill via credit card. In my case, had I had autopay set up, I would have lost $900, if I had it. It would have taken several days for the money to be refunded. So if I needed that money, I would have not had it. It would be trapped in the system. If my bank account did not have enough cash, I would have been stuck with an insufficient funds penalty for each time Consumers Energy tried to collect, which is normally 3 attempts. Interesting how every payment method is free as long as it is set up for autopay. They charge over $6 to process a credit card payment that requires no manpower on their end, yet they charge no fee if you send payment by mail. Employees must sort the mail, open the mail, read the mail, and input the information into the software. Seems to me that they have things upside down, eh? Consumers Energy knows that everyone prefers to pay by credit card because it is very, very easy. But if everyone manually pays when it is convenient for them, then obviously most of them are keeping track of their bills. So as a way to deter someone from paying via credit card at their leisure, they slap a $6.25 fee on it. So when someone is told that they can pay with their credit card for free as long as it is auto pay, Everyone jumps at it. Little do they know that eventually their card will be accidentally overcharged, and the cash, if available, will be taken from you for several days or longer. They know sending payment by mail is inconvenient and takes a long time, and they know it sucks to pay over $6. So, to myself, their master plan is very obvious. They try to get everyone to set up autopay via bank transfer or credit card. So when they need an extra $1 million, they tweak their software to overcharge thousands of random or certain people that have autopay set up. Some of these people will notice and call and complain, but others will not have any idea for a long time. Even months, especially the elderly. So Consumers Energy is stealing money from people temporarily in a legal manner. Dealing with so many customers means they are flooded with calls. When the wait time is stated as over an hour, and that they can call you back when it is your place in line, everyone chooses the callback. But it is very interesting how the callback always takes the longest possible time, and it takes over 10 seconds for the automated system to start talking, so lots of people get a call from a strange area code, they can't hear anything, so they hang up. Naturally, I chose YouTube to post these videos to, but before I began, I searched YouTube with zillions of keywords such as Consumers Energy Corrupt, Consumers Energy Evil, Consumers Energy Scam, and was surprised that I did not find any videos from people that have had bad dealings with Consumers Energy. All of the results were happy tone type videos, wonder if the powers that be are in bed with CE, and filter out the negative tone results from YouTube Consumers Energy searches.
This is Megan from Michigan. It was good of you to call today. How may I help you?
Hi, Megan. I've just run into basically the same exact situation that I ran into last year, or should I say 2012. In 2012, I got a $800 charge for the month of November, and that caused a chain reaction to where I ended up getting the power shut off in the spring, and I was experienced the whole summer without any power because I had to come up with $3,000 to pay the power company. And it was all because they wouldn't come and check the meter. Now all of a sudden, I just paid $226 yesterday. I was all happy and finally caught up on my bills. Wake up today and there's a $1,035 due for June 14th. And June's not even all the way over with. So I have to surmise that it's another catch-up bill that you guys just hit me with.
Let me take a look here. What is the address, please, or account number? Thank you. Oh, goodness, and I do see it does look like we have a large increase in that most recent billing. Let me go ahead for you, Mr. Seneff. What I'd like to do is get you to a representative that works with our high bills so that we can take a little bit further look into this for you and try to get this all resolved.
Okay.
Just one moment, please. Hello.
Okay, I got a spike in my energy bill for the month of June.
Okay, do you happen to have your account number?
Yes, I do. Are you ready?
Yes. Thank you. I'm just taking a moment here for your information, okay? I should go through shortly. Okay, there we go. It's pulling up now. Okay, and then so while the current billing is pulled up, you said that you had a spike, correct?
Yes, for the month of June, and June's not even over with. So this leads me to believe that it's a catch-up bill.
Well, I do see where, let's see. I do see where this is only up until the 2nd of June for billing through April 30th through the 2nd of June, so it's a little bit over a month. And then I am also seeing that both the electric for this statement and the previous statement were estimate readings, not actual.
Was it just this one and the previous?
Or was it
Yes,
longer than
this
that?
one and also the previous. Are you at all able to provide us with the reading right now so we can compare what was put in the system and what it actually is?
Yeah, I can go out there, but I needed to ask a few things first. When was the last time they did check the meter? That they
The
came.
last time we read the electric meter, that was on the 1st of April.
Okay, the 1st of April, May, June. So it's been 2.5 months. And you're certain that they did check it on the 1st of April?
Yes.
Okay, so if they checked it on the 1st of April, then there was not any catch up because they would have marked it down at that time, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Whatever your usage was at that time is, what you were billed for. And let me see if maybe the one before that was estimated, but no, it wasn't.
All right, so you can understand why there's actually no way for there to be a spike that accumulated that much over the course of 60 or 70 days. Because in the winter, I had the heat going like crazy. The fan never stopped, and the place was nice, warm, and toasty. And then we go through a period where there wasn't any heat or air conditioning used, but that's the period of time in which this spike accumulated. So I can go out there and give you the reading if you're ready for me to do that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm here at the device.
All right, and then is yours a digital or a dial?
Digital.
Okay. So it should just be blinking there and you just read off what it says.
It says 88888.
No, there should be another one that it blinks.
06888 kilowatt hours.
Okay, so 06888, and then those are the only two numbers that it shows.
Yeah, you have full 8 flush and then the other number. For some reason, it's blinking all 8s with all the buttons lit up. I mean, all the indicators below it. And then it goes to 06888.
Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, and then so yes, what we would do is we would adjust the estimated reading that was placed on this most current statement, and then do that for the 06888 reading. So let me do that here for you just one moment. Okay, so in adjusting that, it shows that the amount that you would have now is $121.30. $121.30.
Oh, so right now, instead of it saying current balance 1,035, it should say 100 and some odd dollars?
Yep, $121.30. The system will, as of midnight, automatically reissue a corrected statement for you,
Okay.
and then send you out another one with the updated due date.
All right, so you've reduced it by about, how much did you reduce it by?
Well, it would be over $900
Where did that $900 come from?
because the reading that was placed in there created 5,000 kilowatt hours used. That's why it was so high. That's why it showed $1,000.
I don't understand how that happened, though. Was that a meter reader's error?
It was a system issue because they didn't, again, it was an estimate, and the reader doesn't go through and manually calculate an estimate. The system is supposed to automatically generate a close approximate estimate to what you actually use.
Is it compared to last year's usage?
That's typically what it goes off of. But again, sometimes it just, for some reason, creates an erroneous amount.
It seems to me that you guys try to hit me up for the same amount of money that you did last year that got me in a lot of problems, personal problems. I had to sell my washer machine and my tractor mower just to take care of a problem you guys had, because you guys didn't check my meter for over 4 months and claimed that there was a vicious dog on the property. And we had moved in 2012, so there was no dog ever on this property. And now, not even a year, a year and a few months later, you guys are doing this to me again. I could have, an old person or someone who's not keeping track of their bills might have just ended up paying it. And then how are they going to find out they didn't owe it? The next month, they would have had a positive balance for their account? Is that what would have happened to me? When they did another meter read, I would have had a positive balance?
Yes.
I don't know about that. It's hard to trust you. I went to the website today, and I wanted to find the phone number because I didn't feel like digging through my bills. And I go to the web page, and the contact us and terms of use and all that stuff at the bottom of the page is unclickable in Firefox, Internet Explorer, and the Opera browser. You cannot click it. You still can't click it right now. And the fact that you guys charge $6.95 for credit card bill pays, it just leads you to believe that right now you guys are hurting for money. I don't understand why, and I need to know a reason why that $900 spike just went onto my account. It seems to me that there's some powers that be at work that are trying to squeeze extra money out of people ahead of time. It's like the way a bank operates. That's exactly what a bank wants. They want to get people's money as soon and as much as possible. I got a statement from consumers that gave me the explanation as to why this happened last year, and they claimed it was that dog, why no one came and read the meter, why the spike happened. Can I get another written statement stating the factors that went into this $900 spike?
There's no written statement, unfortunately, that we can give you. It was just an estimate that the system generated based off of the usage at this address the previous year. Now, I'm not seeing that the service was in your name even at this time last year. I'm seeing that we put the service in your name as of...
And
Okay.
An individual named Matt from Investigations accused me of living here using someone else's financial information, and he refused to turn my power on because he thought there was some fraud going on. So I had to wait an additional 3 weeks while he took my personal information, my social security number and all this, and switched the account into my name. He refused to turn it on for her, even though I went down to the office and paid $2,000. So that's the whole reason why the account's in my name now. He basically forced me to do it as a way to prove the legitimacy of my being here at this property, even though I had just paid $2,000 at the office like I was told to, and I used the courtesy phone to get the scheduled appointment to turn the power back on. He still refused to do it. I followed his instructions and he refused to do it. I can't help but wonder that maybe there's some kind of personal grudge against me as to why this spike would have happened, but I gotta know the reason.
No. There is no... It's just an estimate that was based off of the usage the previous year.
Yeah,
so
but...
if at that time, like you said, that there was a catch-up bill or a large bill that was generated with all of that usage just on that one statement, then that's why this estimate was so high, is because that one statement last year had all of that usage on that one bill.
Okay, 1 second. I'm going through these bills here. Okay, it just so happens that until that whole instance happened last year, for May I had 3,428 kilowatt hours. So if this estimate was made off last year's, it still doesn't even come close to what last year's was. And mind you that the May of 2013 was the last, or was the first value they calculated after March and April. March and April had 0. So, if the computer system is going to estimate $900 that would have accumulated from April 2nd all the way up until June 9th, or the last meter read was what, June 2nd? So in 2 months, during the mild time of the year when there's no need to use heat or air conditioner, it's going to determine that I use 5,000 more watts than I would have. You can understand why this doesn't make any sense, and I need to know why that happened. But yet, you guys can just easily say that it was a computer problem. Well, then the computer software needs to be updated and edited. Someone's not doing their job on the ITT end.
They are actually doing that. They have something that they just put in place this current billing period. Just started for all billing portions to be based off of the weather pattern in your particular part of Michigan, and not to go based off of necessarily the prior year's usage.
Okay. But it still doesn't make sense. That means that the computer program needs to be fixed, and I can help fix it.
Well, that's what they are doing. They just started that just now for this current billing period that we're currently in.
All right. And the end result of this whole situation would have been you guys getting an extra $900 that I didn't owe. That's where it's wrong, and it verges on corruption, because that is a lot of money. Anyone else that didn't pay attention, whether they're wealthy, if they didn't care and they would have just blindly paid it or had an automatic payment set up, they would have lost their $900. It doesn't matter if they're rich or they're poor like me. You can't take that from people that they don't owe. These estimations would never be needed.
I understand that it's frustrating that you got an incorrect statement. We have corrected that, and even in the fact if somebody, let's for instance, for the example that you're stating, if that had happened and next month we came out, we read it, and we gave you that credit, you can get the credit back. We're not keeping that from you. You can always ask for us to refund that to you. We're not going to say, no, we're not giving your money back.
Yeah, but the refund
There's
process
no
would take
conspiracy.
time.
It's just the system generated an erroneous meter reading estimate.
This is the second.
They are, working on correcting that issue in our system so that way it does not do that anymore.
It's the second time it's happened to me in 2 years. Last time it happened, it devastated. I mean, I was in the middle of fixing this property up, and then all of a sudden I owed $2,000. I paid that off, and then he demanded another $1,000. This ain't right. If you guys had sufficient people going around reading the meters, there would be no need for a forecast software to determine using weather patterns what someone's going to be charged. If you guys, once a month, like you're supposed to do, check the meter, that wouldn't happen. So why isn't my meter getting checked? Why did they avoid going up my long driveway those 2 months? And that's what I got the written statement about last year. I needed an explanation for that, and they said it was a violent dog on the property. And there's never been a dog here. And you would think that vicious dog flag would be brought out of the system once a new owner claims his house, because right when we moved in, we got the welcome to the neighborhood flyers from consumers and how to save on your energy bill. So they knew there was a new owner here, yet they didn't bother to change the flagging for the vicious dog or even call and ask about it. So I need to know what was the reason for those 2 months where no one came and read the meter. Because if that violent dog flag is still in the system, I want it gone. And they told me that it was gone.
Yeah, it does show here that the meter reader indicated that there was a dog. It didn't say violent dog, but it said a dog.
Oh, okay. So we just came to the heart of the problem here. Once again, the meter readers are lying. This specific meter reader, we just proved right now, lied about there being a dog on my property. And you guys could say, oh, maybe there was a wild dog on the property on all of these instances. That's not possible. There's no way there has ever been a dog on this property, and both of my neighbors would vouch for it. You might hear a dog in the distance, but that doesn't mean it's on my property. So when that happens, they should call the number listed for that property owner and verify whether or not there's a dog on the property. So you guys are using the same excuse that I have a written statement of last year, and I also have the video recording, because I always had the camera here when I'm dealing with consumers, that you guys removed that flag from my property. So if he does not see that flag there, he made the assumption that it was a violent dog, or a dog period, on the property when there was no dog. And you can tell there's no dog. There's no feces anywhere. The gate's always open. There's no amenities for an animal whatsoever. Don't even have a cat or a goldfish. So this individual has caused me problems again. It could be the same person or a different person. I have no idea. But this is a going behavior, an ongoing behavior of your meter readers. When they don't feel like entering a property because it's too long of a walk, they have to walk around the house, they don't feel good, they have a bellyache, they don't want to do their job, they claim there's a dog on the property. That needs to be put an end to, at least when it comes to me. If you guys want to do that to other people, go ahead. I can't have that happen again. You're welcome to come on my property every month to check the meter, so I expect that to happen. If I'm going to pay every month, you guys need to check every month.
Okay, and I can make sure that that is addressed. I'll forward that up to my supervisor here and make sure that they follow up on that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
But yeah, if you don't mind, I put you on hold.
Okay, while I am sending that through, was there other questions that you had?
Yeah, I just needed to verify that they're going to get back to me with this whole dog situation.
I can request for them to call you back if that's what you'd like.
No, I demand to talk to somebody about this because, I had to fight all last year over this same situation. And it caused me to lose a lot, especially dealing with the heat, no electricity in the middle of summer. And this Matt guy, he harassed me. He caused me problems because he thought he was doing something right, making assumptions, when he didn't have the proof and he was found wrong in the end. And it all stemmed from these dogs that I claim that they claim I have on my property, but I don't. So I'm not going to have a dog. That's just not my lifestyle. And dogs are causing me problems, and I don't own them. Consumers and dogs, the two things that I don't need to have problems from, I'm getting problems from. So yes, I need a certainty that I'm going to be contacted regarding this situation, and they might claim that they don't know the exact individual that wrote that down on that paper, but they do. Each one of these guys that go out there, they know who wrote on that paper that there was a dog, or flagged in the system using their digital devices, whatever. If that was the case, like when they come over and they see if a meter was tampered and they take a picture of it, why don't they take a picture of the dog as evidence?
I can't really say. I'm not in that spot. I don't know all the policies that they have to follow.
Okay. But
in regards to proving whether or not what they're saying is at the address is truly at the address.
Okay. So am I for sure going to be contacted back regarding this issue?
Yes, and I need to know what number they can reach you at.
810?
Okay, so again, I have 810.
Correct.
Okay, and I did add that in there for you. And they will be contacting you on that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You have a great day. You've been a big help.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. Okay, sorry about that, sir.
You're alright.
Now I need to find a pencil. Okay, I'm all set.
Sure, so you talked with Danielle today about your meter reading. I understand that we've been remarking that there's a dog at the residence, and that's why we're not able to read the meter.
Yeah, last year I ran into a huge problem with you guys. For the month of November, I got an $800 spike. and that added to the amount I actually owed was about $1,000. And then an investigation was opened up. I was told I'd be contacted, and a long period of time went by. I didn't get contacted, but the end result was I spent the whole summer without electricity. I had this $2,000 that I owed. I ended up owing. Went down to the consumer's office and paid it off like I was told to, and then I used the courtesy phone to schedule a reconnection. And then Matt with investigations got some kind of indication that there was some kind of identity theft and fraud going on, so I did not get my power turned back on for another 2 weeks because I had to prove who I was and then have the account switch into my name. So previous to that, this account was under another person's name, the actual house owner. Eventually, I got the power turned back on, but not until after I had to sell my washer and dryer and my tractor mower and work my ass off all summer. It all resulted from the meter reader claiming that there was a dog on the property, and that was his excuse as to why he could not come onto the property and check the meter for 5 months, which is ridiculous. And then I find out today when I look at this overcharge that there's a meter reader going around claiming that, once again, there's a dog on the property and that's why he can't come on the property and check the meter. So I got this $900 spike, and I'm told that it's due to the software problem with your new software you're integrating into estimations for unread meter properties. That's the case. I can understand that, even though it seems very odd that you guys would spike it so high during the mild time of the year when no one's using AC or heat. Because my meter was not read for 2 months prior to June 2nd or June 1st, I forget which one it is. But the software has a severe flaw in it, obviously, and the meter reader is either doing what they're told by consumers to not go on certain people's properties so consumer can get these huge overcharges from people. Because the way institutions work is just like banks. If you can hold on to someone's money even for a few days, you can use their money to make profit. So if Consumers Energy is purposely telling their meter readers not to check each property so they can have unread meters and use this software to overcharge people, that can add up to millions of dollars, which is in effect $1 million loan to consumers to invest into their infrastructure. So I need to know why this meter reader continues to do it, if it's the same meter reader, if it's a different meter reader, why they won't enter the property because of this dog that does not exist. And that's like the easiest excuse anybody could use, because they could claim, oh, well, if it's not his dog, it was just a stray on the property at that time that I showed up. But that ain't going to happen. 2 years and adding up to 6 months of non-meter reads because of a dog that doesn't exist. And the neighbors will vouch for it. There's never been a dog on the property. So that's my problem. There's the meter readers are either being instructed to behave this way, or they're too lazy to walk around people's houses and check the meter. So
I can guarantee you there's no conspiracy. We're not trying to, gouge people by not having our meter readers go out. We have to pay that money too, so we would just be losing money that way. And you said it too. You wouldn't trust the fact that there was some stray or whatnot. Do your neighbors on either side have dogs?
last year, neither of the neighbors on either side had a dog.
What about this year?
This year, the neighbors to my left, their children moved into the house, and they have a dog, but it's always inside, and it never enters my property because I made sure that didn't happen. I'm not.
How close to your house? How close to your houses together?
Yeah, the distance between me and that house is great because we have a huge driveway. There's a two-pane driveway separating us, and I have a fence around my property. And
Okay.
so, I mean, yeah, there's just no way. Plus, I have security cameras that can prove it. I have a 16-channel security system around the property.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get together with meter reading supervisor in that area and just make sure that, we remark your account, but there's no dog there. Make sure we're getting some meter reads going.
That was supposed to happen last year because I made sure that you guys put it in the system that no dogs on the property. And when we
Yeah, well, we haven't. We had a dog reading in. So now it looks like 3. What did we do here? Oh, I see. Okay, so you have gas and electric. So we had a dog reading in April, and then also your April or your May bill had a dog reading. But before that, we have not had one. We've been getting actual reads for quite some time. So it did go away for a while.
But the thing is, there's never been a dog on this property.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on
Well,
there. I'll reach out to that meter reading supervisor to see why that happened. Get the perspective of that meter reader.
Now, when nothing else makes sense, you got to look at the most obvious answer is that my driveway is really long and slopey. It's like a hill. So the meter reader has to put in 2 or 3 times the amount of work to read my... This whole situation started the same way last year. And I went through hell with you guys. So you can understand my perspective and why I need to solve this. Because I can't help but wonder how many other people are going through the same thing, and they're totally helpless.
Yeah.
Because
well, I can give you my direct line. We're probably not going to read your meter again until, around the first couple days of July. And if you get another dog reading, or another estimate, you'll see it as an estimate on your bill.
Well, I could easily, so very easily, you could tell me what day that meter reader, or both of those last times that he had the dog indicator, I can go through the cameras, and I can prove that that individual did not see a dog, lied about it because they did not want to go on the property. It's that simple. All I have to do is give you guys the video footage if you tell me the date, if you would accept the video footage. That right there would prove it. But last year, you guys wouldn't let me do that.
Well, our meter reading days are not secret. Like, we came out on the 2nd of June, and we came out on the 30th of April. Those are the days that we've read your meter last, where we indicated that it was a dog for the reason that we estimated. So they're not secret. So, I mean, if you want to do all that, you can. But it's not necessary. We know that we didn't read it because we said it's a dog, and if that's not the case, and that's not the case. So, again, I'm going to get in contact with the supervisor over there, and we'll work this situation out.
Okay, I really appreciate your help and calling me back so quickly.
No, definitely, my pleasure.
Yep.
Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Nope, that takes care of it.
Alrighty. You have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Yep, bye.
I don't think you're happy enough. That's right. I'll teach you to be happy. I'll teach your grandmother to suck eggs. If then you ain't the granddaddy of all liars, the little critters of nature, they don't know that they're ugly. That's very funny. A fly marrying a bumblebee. I told you I'd shoot, but you didn't believe me. Why didn't you believe me?
Len, you're angry?
You third tootin'! I'm angry! I've never been this angry in my entire life! Hey! I feel great! I love being angry! Thank you, Stimpy.
Happy to be of service?